Brooke Bailey, escorted tonight by Will Bailey and Shy Bailey. Victoria Barnes, escorted tonight by Tiffany Davis and Antoine Barnes. Kaylee Bush, escorted tonight by Ashley Bush and Sylvia Paulus. Isabella Flores, escorted tonight by Luis Flores. Hannah and Hunter Hackett, escorted tonight by their parents, Joshua Gilbert and Brittany Gilbert. Jordan Hansen, escorted tonight by Star Hall. Casey Herrera, escorted tonight by Omero and Brenda Herrera. Natalie Hill, escorted tonight by Jason and Lacey Hill. Janaya Martinez, escorted tonight by Johnny and Francis Martinez. Keziah Perlmutter, escorted tonight by Scott and Suzette Perlmutter. Olivia Richards Clore, escorted tonight by Gerald and Angel Clore. Abigail Rickman, escorted tonight by Stephen and Dewan Rickling. Bree Rodriguez, escorted tonight by Dusty Rodriguez. Melissa Smith, escorted tonight by Matthew and Teresa Smith. Lindsay Wakefield, escorted tonight by Brian Wakefield and Holly Wakefield. And J.C. Wynn, escorted tonight by Ruth Beta Bullard.
La 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 la. La la la.
Waxahachie.
Mark your calendars for April 30th and May 1st for the second annual Patty Cup for a two-day event benefiting the Patrick Sullivan Memorial Scholarship. Join Waxahachie's biggest fan in giving back to our own.
This is Patty. Love you. Miss you.
I am a son.
Business loan? Community National Bank and Trust is building business in Waxahachie. And do you have a one-time expenditure or need long-term financing? We can help. We also offer checking, savings, and personal lending services. Come by today. A business loan? Community National Bank and Trust is...
I always want to be able to help people. I saw people in the community and I saw what I thought was injustice. But I practically come over and I get to make sure justice is served.
Taco Tuesday in VFW, $10 for 5 tacos, also Prescott, and dessert bar. You can choose between corn or flour, and their menus have plenty of authentic made-from-scratch Mexican food known like this Quesadilla tacos. And don't forget to treat yourself to their full dessert bar. Enjoy tacos.
Because we have a tree. Inside of our store location, we have all the meat. 300 Paris Avenue, Waxahachie, Texas. Come be a part of our famous Simone family.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise for the playing and singing the Waxahachie High. Please remain standing for the singing and playing at the Mesquite High School alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mesquite Skeeter. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the skaters of Mesquite High School. Captains for Mesquite United, number 2, Giancarlo Neal, number 7, Jerome Ross, number 9, Jenny Peterson, and number 15, Jen Clark. Waxahachie captains for 15, 16, Nolan Bernard, 44, Lane Fincher, and 65, Justin Williams.
It's their second round.
Officials for tonight's game, referee John Penn, umpire Cordell Larry, head linesman Manny Santana Jr., line judge Brandon Johnson, flag judge Reginald Andrews, field judge Robert Frazier, side judge Alan Baronossi.
Put those fresh bodies in there. Young count. Yeah, they already played their last game.
I am a son of Hatchie.
I am a son of Hatchie. I am a son of Hatchie.
I am a son of Hatchie. I am a son of Hatchie. I am a son of Hatchie. I am a son of Hatchie.
I'm a son of Hatchie.
I am a son of Hatchie. I am a son of Hatchie.
I'm a son of Hatchie.
I am a son of Hatchie.
Fight one of us, fight all of us.
Back at Stuart Lumpkins Memorial Stadium, Indians coming onto the field as we get closer to kickoff time. It is time for our Michael Key Turner Keys to Victory. Those are always brought to you by our good friends over at the JMC&C Manufacturing. You need any type of dirt work done, dozer work. They do digging of a small pond to a large lake, clear a lot, whatever you need. Check them out online at jmcnc.com. What do you got for us tonight, Coach Turner?
I tell you what, a strong defense holding the Skeeters to 3 and outs. You look at continue to utilize what we talk about when you talk about that balanced attack, and the special teams come in big tonight as they continue to be special, Ken. And the last one, win the turnover battle, and when that occurs, that will mean an Indian victor. When you talk about a couple of other things, seniors, we want you to enjoy your last scheduled home game. And when we look at continue to build that momentum, we've already talked about it before the playoffs, that playoff run, all important. And the last thing I'm going to say, Ken, we all need to stay healthy for next week.
Get ready for that third season because it is right upon us. Let's get ready for the playing of our national anthem coming up as the Indians walk into place, and we're going to have a big American flag with the junior high students unfolding that for us here tonight. The Indians in the green jerseys tonight, white numerals and letters, going with the gray trousers and the green helmets with the Indian spear. And for the visiting Skeeters tonight, they're in gray uniforms, maroon letters and numerals outlined in white, and solid maroon helmets, no insignia for the Skeeters. They're going old school with the maroon helmet and the white face mask. Here's the Waxahachie Band. Excellent job by the Spirit of Waxahachie Band. State qualifiers didn't get to bring home the gold like they wanted to, but still a great year for Mr. Bell in his first season, and certainly proud of what they accomplished.
Absolutely, Ken, and what a treat. We have had the opportunity to see this band perform at halftime each and every ball game, with the exception of one, but I'm going to tell you what a special group, and again, congratulations, as you've already said, to the band and the parents and all the supporters and certainly the leaders, Mr. Bell and his staff.
Let's pause momentarily for a station identification with Indian football coming up next. Perfect night for high school football in the last regular season game, but we were talking with Coach Tolley today. I swear these seasons go by faster and faster. I cannot believe we're already at the end of the regular season.
Well, I tell you what, 11 weeks, and it has flown by, and you're absolutely right. When you talk about a perfect night, it's 72. It feels like 72 at kickoff, 64% humidity. The wind out of the, well, it's out of the west some of the time, out of the southeast some of the time, but it's 11 miles an hour and gusting to 21, Ken. But when you look at it, sunset was at 5:31. You talked about it earlier, and the UV index, partner, always like you like it, at 0 with visibility of 22 miles.
Darkness with areas of light tonight. That's what we've got. Damon Barbineau is on one side to return for the Skeeters. Over on the left side will be Jerome Broadus. And Ethan Guillen has it teed up. Our opening kickoff brought to you by HLHR Metal Recycling, 1531 Shawnee Road, making people money and helping the environment every single day. You're not just a customer, you're part of the family at HLHR Metal Recycling. And the last regular season game of the season underway with a kick that goes into the end zone for a touchback. And the Skeeters will start first down and 10 from their own 25, and it has just been a struggle for this Skeeter team to score points this year.
Well, it certainly has, Ken, and the offense has had their troubles, but the defense has certainly had their troubles stopping the opponent, so it's not been just one thing, and that's
a bad combination,
it sure is. And the strength of this Indian team has been solid offensively, defensively, and on special teams, and when you have those three components, that's why you can start tonight's game with a 7-win, 1-loss record.
Jaden Clayton is the quarterback and Darrell Collins the running back on 1st and 10. It'll be a play-action pass, and right away the Indians are in to sack the Skeeters back around the 20. Let's see, they're going to mark that at the 17-yard line where they end up calling the end to the play. The quarterback never went down. The Indians had him surrounded and just held on to the whistle blew, but it's a loss of 9 yards, 2nd and 19 coming up for the Skeeters.
Well, Clayton has had an opportunity. He has thrown the ball at a pretty good clip, partner. 68% completion clip when he's had time to throw it.
2nd and 19. He will fake the pitch and then take off running. The Indians are waiting on him, though. Caden Tollison was the first man to hit him, then Hector Calderon and company finish him off back at the 20-yard line to set up a 3rd down and 15.
Well, we talked about not only is he the leading passer for this team, he is also the leading rusher for this team, averaging almost 3 yards a carry.
3rd and 15 for the Skeeters from their own 20, going left to right. Clayton in the spread with Collins to his left. He rolls left, stops, hit as he throws, and overthrows his intended receiver by about 6 yards, and Skeeters will have to punt it away.
Well, again, good pressure from the right defensive side of the Indians. And if I'm not mistaken, partner, does that look like number 11 on the right side of the Indians defense? Or is that number 4?
Correct.
I think Clausen is back in the starting lineup tonight for the Indians.
Back to kick is Ronel De Vicente. He is their kicker and punter, and the snap comes back to him. He gets his kick away, high but very short. And that's going to hit and take a big Indian bounce back across the 35. Skeeters will down it at the 34-yard line. Indians with excellent starting field position on their first possession of the night.
Well, one of the things that we have seen not at this stadium this year is a good wind, and that 21-mile-an-hour wind, and he had to kick against that wind. It just ate up the distance, and as you said, the Indians great starting field position on their first drive.
Jerry Meyer III, after a 14-yard punt, will bring out the offense. Talon Strange in the backfield with Jordan Smith for the time being. We saw them start in this kind of formation last week and then split out. And that's what they'll do once again. Scott's the man that splits out, however, this time now goes in motion left to right and play action, rolling right and throwing to the sideline. Catch made by Scott. His feet come out from under him. He slips down, but he has the first down at the Skeeter 23-yard line.
He had 3 receivers wide open on that play. He could have taken any of those for first down yardage.
Indians going quick here with a 1st and 10 at the Skeeter 23. 2 receivers right and 1 left for J3. Now he sends Strange in motion. Flips it out quickly. Cohen Brown with blocking. Picking his way to the 15. Has another first down to the 14-yard line of the Skeeters. Unless they're going to say his knee went down. He reached to try to get to that first down marker, but I don't think he made it. About a football length short. It's going to be 2nd down and less than a yard for the Indians just inside of the 15. But into the red zone flea market. Red Barn Flea Market red zone is probably how we ought to say that. With 9:17 to go in this opening quarter. Indians on their first drive. 2nd down and 1. J3 will hand the ball off. Talon Strange will get gobbled up, but he will have the first down by a yard. Skeeters jump on him, and making the stop is Marcus Goody for the Skeeters, but the Indians move the sticks as they rest at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Talon Furlow Strange averaging right at 6.5 yards a carry, Ken. 665 yards on the year, 105 totes, and as you said, by the strength, thunder running back for this Indian team.
1st down and 10. J3 wants to throw to the end zone, wide open, and through the hands of Jordan Smith. He was 4 steps behind the defensive back, but a little bit tall for him. He got his hands up there but couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
Yeah. He cut it loose. Maybe not enough air under that ball, but I tell you
maybe
what,
a little bit too much air behind the ball.
Well, maybe so, as we talk about that wind right behind the pass. But I tell you what, has there been any quarterback hotter than J3 the last part of this district season?
Has just been on an incredible roll. They get a free play here. So he throws the zip route into the end zone. Touchdown. The flags, of course, will be declined as Indians will decline that offside, and Cohen Brown will pick up that 13-yard touchdown pass. The Indians take a 6-0 lead.
Well, the Indians make quick work out of that action as J3 throws his 24th pass of the year. Cohen Brown, his 15th touchdown reception.
Boy, they have that post pattern down,
yeah,
don't
they sure do.
Scored twice last week on that, in addition to the flea flicker pass. Guillen's extra point makes it 7-0 Waxahachie with 8:26 to go in the opening quarter, and more Indian football after this. Scoring summary for the Waxahachie Indians brought to you by First Financial Bank. That's 5 plays, 34 yards, a minute 43 off the clock. 13-yard touchdown pass, J3 to Cohen Brown. 7-0 Indians. Guillen's kickoff once again sails into the end zone for a touchback, and the Skeeters once again start 1st and 10 from their 25, but now trailing 7-0.
When you talk about scoring by quarters, the Indians tonight, the largest number of points scored in a quarter this year, 87 coming into tonight's action. You add 7 to it, that's now 94 points. And for the year, the Indians have now scored 309 points, Ken. Coming into tonight's action, they were averaging almost 38 points per game.
They have really been great at getting that quick strike that Coach Tolley says to jump out to an early lead and put the pressure on their opponent. Here's the first play of this series, and the Skeeters running the jet sweep. That's Barbineau on the run, and Damon Barbineau will be stopped after a gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Nice stop by Jaquan Snell for the Indians.
Well, the Indians doing a good job that time of containing the ball carrier that was trying to move to the left. We'll give you the down lineman for the Indians after this play.
2nd down and 8. As Clayton waits for the snap, waits for a play first from the sideline. Collins to his right in the backfield. And sends a man in motion as he rolls out, takes the pitch. Indians there. Cade Tollison able to get in there and make a hit after Demarion Cooper slowed him down. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 8 coming up for the Skeeters.
Well, the Indian front four, left defensive end Jaden Gray. You're looking at the middle of the defensive tackle, Taylor Pierce, Aaron Snell, the 2 big men, and the defensive right end back in the lineup after injury, Camelo Clausen.
3rd down and 8 for the Skeeters from their own 27-yard line. Clayton once again checks to the sideline. The senior quarterback will move Collins to his right and 2 receivers to his left on 3rd down and 8. Fumbled snap, picks it up. Indians going to make him pay for it. Demarion Cooper and company are ready to jump all over him. He'll lose yardage back to the 23, and once again the Skeeters will have to punt it away.
I tell you what, call out any number you wanted because they were all around the QB after that missed snap.
4th and 11, Skeeters with 6.5 minutes to play in this first quarter and a 7-0 Waxahachie lead.
Well, and again, just a reminder to everyone why the Indians are 7-1 and not 8-1. We'd only had a half a ball game that was canceled against Capel.
Here comes the pressure, and the kick is away, but it is straight up in the air. And it's going to hit and bounce back across the 25, across the 20, still rolling down to the 17-yard line.
A minus yardage kick.
You don't get to see that too often. Now,
we did see it one time.
We have seen it. The conditions a lot windier than this, but boy, that is pretty wild. That could not have taken a better Waxahachie bounce.
Well, they couldn't have, but the kick would have never gotten away if it hadn't been that high to start with, Ken, because it was going to be blocked. Is that a minus 7-yard punt?
That's exactly what it is. And the Indians are already in the Red Barn Flea Market red zone to start the possession.
Well, now that's a rarity right there. After a punt being in the red zone.
And not just in the red zone, but just 17 yards away from the end zone. So here comes the Waxahachie offense.
I tell you, you've got to like the things you see on Friday night or Thursday night, any night that the Indians are playing.
Jerry Meyer III will pitch it forward, and it's Smith with blocking. 10, 5, down inside of the 5 to the 4. Jordan Smith has the Indians set up first and goal at the 3-yard line.
Well, Jordan Smith is the lightning of that duo, coming in averaging 6.8 yards every time he touches the ball. He only adds to that total and that yardage carried.
Have you been amazed, college pros as well, how often we're seeing that little, it's a forward pass,
right.
But it's just a little pitch. But it is forward.
If it's missed, he's catching it.
Here's the handoff, Strange to the end zone, touchdown. Talon Strange able to barrel his way in to give Waxahachie a 13-0 lead on a 3-yard touchdown run.
Strange, his 6th touchdown rushing this year. What a good-looking sophomore.
Oh, isn't that the truth? I tell you, they're very blessed to have Strange, the sophomore, Jordan Smith, the junior, playing at the level they are this year for the Indians. Here's Guillen's extra point attempt to put the Waxahachie Indians up by a 14-0 score with 5:29 to play in the first quarter. More Indian football after this. Waxahachie scoring summary brought to you by Mower Depot. And we'll give it to you after Guillen's kick again sails to the back of the end zone and out of the back for a touchback. 2 plays, 17 yards, 38 seconds. That minus 7-yard punt set the Indians up in great field position. Talon Strange in for the score. A 14-0 Waxahachie lead, and for a third time, here come the Skeeters, 1st and 10 from their own 25, and so far negative yards in their first 2 possessions.
Well, you're absolutely right, Ken. And when you look at Nolan Bernard, who is the holder, Mason Fincher, who is the deep snapper, that's what makes a good special teams and an extra point and a field goal kicker in Guillen. But it takes those other 2, and they are all in sync. They have been all year, and look to take that special team effort to the next level next week.
So back out Jaden Clayton in the offense, and Clayton rolling to his right, wants to throw. Pressure coming, hit as he throws, and that ball is almost intercepted. A lot closer to Braylon Davis than it was the intended receiver, but Braylon couldn't even catch up with that one, and it's incomplete.
Julie Gee, right there in his face, number 57, Ken, and I'm going to tell you, 6'3", 280-pound defensive sophomore for this Indian team.
Have that bearing down on you to expect to complete a pass.
Well, let me tell you, I know that the quarterback talked to his right guard after that play.
2nd and 10, Skeeters. Man in motion. Left to right is Barbineau, and now they'll fake the handoff to him, give it to Collins, but he's double teamed. First man there, Clausen and Calderon, and next thing you know, it's going to be 3rd down and 12 coming up.
There is very few defensive backs that read a play as quick as Calderon.
He has just been amazing all year long, but really in district play.
Yes.
He has shined. So many on this defense have, though.
Yeah, he's had a couple of positions to play during this defensive season.
3rd and 12, play action. Here comes the pressure, and throwing the ball out forward, and the ball's incomplete. Just actually threw that with a little shuffle just to keep from getting sandwiched back there.
Well, he sure did.
4th and 12, and that'll bring up the punt team.
And it hung up in the air a long time, and the receiver said, "No, sir, not going to catch it. It's going to be a loss for yardage."
He had a chance to, but couldn't hang on to that. So 4th and 12, and boy, let's see if they can't get a better punt off this time. -7 on the last effort. But Cohen Brown is back for the Indians.
Indians lining up again.
And they'll angle this kick, and it'll be much better. And it is diving forward to make the grab for Waxahachie. That was actually Jordan Thompson-Woods who was back there instead of Cohen Brown. And he lunges forward to bring that ball in. And 44-yard line is where the Indians will start at the Mesquite Skeeters, leading 14-0. Or JTW, little daring do there, diving into the on-rushing coverage team to make that grab.
Well, that punt going against the wind, it did make it go back to the line of scrimmage of the Skeeters, and you're right. He had to make the dive to make sure that he could hold on to it.
But progress, 21-yard punt for the Skeeters.
3 times plus 7.
J3 rolling to his left, throwing on the run, sideline route. Catch made by Jordan Thompson-Wood. Spins out of a tackle, makes his way to the 31-yard line. That's a pickup of 13 yards and move the chains for the Indians.
Jordan Thompson-Woods came into tonight's action, 30 receptions for 388 yards, almost 13 yards every time he catches the football.
His emergence has really taken the heat off of Cohen Brown's side.
They just can't double team Cohen all the time.
1st and 10. 2 receivers left and 2 right. And Smith in motion from left to right. Now they'll set up triplets to the right side. He'll get the quick pitch out there, and he's got all room to run. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Trot into the end zone for a touchdown. 31 yards away. And the Indians will take a 20-0 lead. Boy, he caught that ball, and he had to look up and think, what's going on here? There's nothing in front of me.
Once he went in motion and set, there was not a Skeeter that went with him to cover, so it was 3 receivers, 2 defensive backs on that side. Guess who got the ball?
Yeah.
You called it for his 2nd receiving touchdown of the year, Jordan Smith.
So Guillen back out to work the extra point. He'll give the Indians a 21-0 lead with 3:51 to go in the opening quarter. More Waxahachie football after this.
I always want to help people. I saw people in the community, and I saw what I felt like was injustice. But I practice and come along and get to make sure the justice is served.
Guillen ready to kick it off for the Indians, and we'll give you this latest Indian scoring summary. This kick will hit and go down the sideline and out of bounds inside of the 5. Scoring summary brought to you by Compton's Carpet Cleaning and Restoration. It's not clean until it's Compton's clean. 2 plays, 44 yards, 46 seconds. J3 second touchdown pass. This one to Jordan Smith puts the Indians up by a 21-0 score. Waxahachie has scored 3 touchdowns on 9 plays.
I'm going to tell you, Coach Tollison talked about a fast start for his offense and putting the Skeeters behind the 8 ball, and I'm going to tell you, That was the game plan and executed to perfection here in the first quarter.
So the Skeeters will get the best starting field position of the night instead of the 25 in their 3 previous possessions. They'll start at their own 30, trailing 21-0 with 3:51 to go in this first quarter. Collins and the offense back out on the field, not in any real big hurry to get out there. They're taking their time. Play clock's down to 8 when they finally get in position. Snap is back, handoff, and no room to run.
Handoff to number 3.
Just, again, no room for Darryl Collins. Dropped for a 2-yard loss.
5 Indians taking him backwards on
It's
that
almost
play.
like they're not being blocked at all. 2nd and 12. Clayton and Collins looking up every time, whether they're passing or running, and just seeing a wave of green coming their way. 2nd and 12 from their own 28-yard line, empty backfield. And Clayton wants to throw. Nobody's open downfield. The Indians will sack him. He'll go down back at the 27-yard line. A loss of a yard will set up 3rd down and 13. And again, just take your pick. But Matthew Grant was the one. I love the way he just throws those big arms out, and he engulfs a player when he grabs him.
Well, he certainly does. The big bear hug he puts on an opponent.
So 3rd and 13 for the Skeeters. They'll have a receiver left and right. They set up on this 3rd and 13. Clayton to throw. Again, pressure. Again, hit. Again, sacked. And then a flag comes flying in late. So let's check that. First Indian through that time was Jamison Adams, but Cade Tollison was there to get on the act too. Now let's check. Personal foul face mask they call against the Indians. Skeeter's going to get their first down of the night. So a little grab at the face mask as they were bringing down the quarterback, and the Skeeters will get to move the ball out to the 41-yard line.
Well, we talk about the starting down
42.
forward, starting down linemen, and we've talked a lot about Demarion Cooper and Cade Tollison, the 2 Indian linebackers who have been very active all year, doing a great job of not letting the opponents run the football.
1st and 10. Quick pass outside. Catch made. There's some running room down the sideline. Skeeters are in the Indian territory. Babineau gets across midfield. Or right to it, they say. So midfield stripe for the Skeeters, and a nice pickup of 8 yards on that quick hit.
Well, quick fire pass where the quarterback just stands up and fires it out to the outside receiver running down the far sidelines. As you said, a big pickup on 1st down for the Skeeters.
2nd down and 2 with 1:48 to play in this opening quarter.
Certainly the longest play for the Skeeters this
Easily.
first quarter.
Easily. Not as long as the penalty as far as yardage, but as far as an actual play, yes. And here's the handoff. And Collins does well to get to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Skeeters. Tollison jumps in there and joined by Clausen to make the stop. 3rd down and 2 for the Skeeters. We go under a minute and a half to play in the opening quarter. 21-0 Waxahachie.
You call Jamison Adams playing that left defensive end.
And a big sack, but unfortunately got a little bit of the face mask on
Yes.
that play. But here's a 3rd and 2. Deep shotgun formation this time for Clayton. Hands, nope, keeps, and the Indians fell for it, and he'll get the 1st down. So he makes it to the 45, the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Skeeters from the Waxahachie 44. Does a great job of faking the handoff to Collins and turns it upfield for a 1st down.
And the reason I mentioned that young man playing left defensive end, Cedric Marsh, the junior, got a little banged up last week. Coach Tollison holding him out of tonight's action.
So a fresh set of downs for the Skeeters, and let's see if they They run on what could possibly be the last play of the quarter. Their 6th play of this drive. And the handoff coming outside. Collins finds a seam. He's to the 40, and he's out of bounds inside of the 40. At about the 37-yard line. That's an 8-yard pickup. Collins got a nice block to spring him on that run.
Well, he certainly did. The left tackle doing a good job of closing and sealing the right side of the defensive side for the Indians. And his wide receiver got a block downfield, as you said, Ken, to clear him for more running room.
Into the first quarter, 21-0 Waxahachie. More Indian football after this.
Several of our district community members participated in events and sales that raise funds for our local childhood cancer nonprofit organizations. We want to thank the Waxahachie Indian Quarterback Club, the Waxahachie Indian Baseball RBI Club, the Waxahachie Downtown Merchants Association, and the dozens of parents and students who brought gold medal t-shirts from the TV here in the Olympic Stadium. Your efforts and generosity will continue to serve our children.
Indian football on KBEC, brought to you in part this evening by Robert Hansa CPA, Walton's Total Car Care, and Oma's Jiffy Burger, Featherston Auto Repair, Red Phoenix Roofing, Tow Pro Wrecker Service, and Crime Stoppers of Ellis County. Teams swap sides, so the Skeeters are going right to left now and have a 2nd down and 3 from the Waxahachie 37-yard line. Their best drive of the night. 7th play of that drive coming up. After we get through honoring some folks on the field. I wondered what they were waiting on, and then I saw a whole group of people.
Those that have been very generous to programs in the district.
Always good to honor people who are willing to give to those different programs, the WISD. 2nd down and 3. Oh, fumbled snap. In trouble, and ball knocked loose again. I think Clayton got back on top of it, but back to the original line of scrimmage. He fumbled the snap, picked it up, got hit, fumbled it again, fell on top of it, and that was jarred loose. But the Skeeters are able to keep control, but now they've got a 3rd down and 10 coming up. Back at the Waxahachie 44-yard line.
A Type-C charger?
Well, sometimes Clayton, out of the shotgun, is trying to look downfield as he's catching the ball. That one not centered perfectly to the QB. That wasn't the case on that one.
Taylon Pierce slapped that thing out of his hands a 2nd time. 3rd and 10, back to throw. Clayton now turns it upfield. Indians got him. Back at the 47, 48-yard line, they'll sack him. And Pierce is there again to make the hit for the Indians. Taylon, a couple of big plays, will force a Skeeter punt with a 4th down and 14 coming up.
Well, Kalen, 6 foot, 265-pound junior, manning the middle of that defensive line.
Well, now DeVicente in to punt it away. And Jordan Thompson-Woods back to return again for the Indians.
Now he's got the wind, partner. We're going to see how he does.
A little tailwind working his way. Well, that one's way high into the air. This is going to depend on the bounce. And it takes another Indian bounce. Back across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Waxahachie will start 1st and 10 at their own 38. He's getting the wrong, he's kicking those things end over end. And they're hitting and bouncing the wrong way for the Skeeters.
Well, he got pressure the first 2 punts, and he is catching it and kicking it quickly now. Not too far, but getting it off in a hurry.
That's an 11-yard punt for the senior kicker, DeVicente, and now here come the Indians who have scored on every possession so far.
Ball at the 38-yard line.
They break and going left to right now. J3 sets up the offense with 2 receivers left and right. Strange in the backfield gets the handoff. Strange pulled across the 40 by a Mesquite Skeeter defender.
Talk again about the 5 big down linemen. Liam Anderson, the center. Justin Williams, the right guard. Elijah Mendoza, the right tackle. Malik Desmute, the left guard. And Grant Gonzalez, the left tackle for the Indians.
Kendall Perkins was the Skeeter in on that tackle. 2nd down and 7 for the Indians just across the 40-yard line. J3 back to throw. And he's going deep across the middle. Cohen Brown's wide open, and you can say goodbye. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. The Waxahachie Indians on a 59-yard touchdown pass from J3 to KB, and the Indian lead is 27-0.
Well, I'll tell you, we talked about it. There is no one that after he catches the ball that can hit 2 more gears going down the field. And Cohen Brown, 16th touchdown reception, the number 3 touchdown pass for J3, 26 on the year.
My word. Guillen's the busiest man at the football field tonight. Between extra points and kickoffs, they're keeping it busy. 28-0 Indians with 9:43 to go in the second quarter. More Indian football after this. Indian scoring summary brought to you by First Financial Bank. 2 plays, 62 yards, 45 seconds. 59-yard touchdown pass J3 to KB. And so now the Indians have scored 4 touchdowns in 11 plays. That's just a little under a touchdown every 3 plays, Coach.
Well, that might be a record in itself.
Guillen's kick again angled to the sideline and goes out of bounds. Skeeters will start at the 30 once again. Trailing now 28-0 with 9:43 to go in this first half.
About the only time you're going to get scores that quick is if you run the opening kickoff back and then they punt to you and you run it back and then you finally get the ball and score. Well, I tell you what, the moon almost
beautiful, isn't it?
Coming closer to being directly over the stadium.
The super moon yesterday, and just not quite full tonight, but close enough that it is really pretty.
Yeah, it sure
that
is.
November sky, and so far a big night for the Indians on senior night. 4 touchdowns and 4 possessions, and now here come the Skeeters, trailing 28-0. Starting from there, 30 as Clayton's back out with Collins. 2 receivers to the right side of the formation. Man in motion, snap. They'll fake the jet sweep. Clayton will turn it upfield, breaks a tackle or 2, and is able to get across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
A good fake, as you said, on the jet sweep. Opened up a little running room for Clayton that time, and he wiggled his way for a good first down yardage pickup.
Mark Piper and company making the stop, 2nd and 4.
You talk about another Indian that's had a good year, Mark Piper.
Fast to the ball. 2nd and 4. Quick pass outside with some blocking, and that's going to get a first down. And the spin move's going to get out to about the 48-yard line. Babineau makes a nice little spin to get an extra 2 or 3 yards on that play. And it's first down for the Skeeters out to their 48.
Well, a couple of new faces in on the defensive side. Anthony Newton Jr. the sophomore linebacker, in on this series.
1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Skeeters stack 2 receivers to the right side and send their tight end in motion. Now strong side right. Throw that quick pass out once again. It's been working well for them, and it will again. Into Waxahachie territory to the 45-yard line on a pickup of 7 yards. That time to catch going to the carrying Spencer, who plays some receiver and also linebacker for this Skeeter team. Versatile.
That's, we talk about a big squad that the Skeeters brought, but maybe a lot of call-ups from the JV on tonight's action.
2nd and 3. And the keeper by Clayton running right and lowers his head, doesn't quite get to the first down marker. He's going to be about 1.5 yards short. He goes mano-a-mano over on that side with Toby Olivo, who makes the stop for the Indians. 3rd down and 1 for the Skeeters.
And a lot of different looks, a lot of different Indians lined up in this defensive set.
3rd down and 1. Skeeters. Clayton dials his own number. Let's see. He's going to get the first down. Forward progress has him just past the stick at the Indian 42. He got pushed backwards, but already had the first down yardage. So with 7:18 to play and counting in the second quarter, the Skeeters have another little drive going here against the Indians.
You know, you talked about Jaden Gray all year in the defensive end spot, Ken. Coming in, doing a good job again tonight. Defensive end spot on this series.
Indians watch as the Skeeters line up on a 1st and 10 play. Low snap. Clayton wants to throw. Now pressure's coming. He's in trouble. Snell's chasing it. He's on the run and throws it away. Aaron Snell was rumbling right after him, and he said, I just better get rid of this football. Babineau was the closest receiver to the area. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Look up at big number 0 rolling towards you.
Well, you want to get rid of it in a hurry. That's what the QB did. Cavante Williams playing some right cornerback, the junior for the Indians, number 7.
2nd and 10.
A little early.
And there's a little flinch by the offensive lineman that'll cost his team 5 yards.
Well, the left defensive end was the left wide receiver for the Skeeters was about 6 yards down the field.
He was already taken off. Damaj Jackson.
Well, he saw Cavante Williams in matching him up one-on-one. He thought he was going to have to get an early break to beat that right corner for the Indians.
2nd and 15 for the Skeeters. One thing is when you have a team that's struggling and you get a little something going and then a big penalty sets you backwards and you're playing from behind the chains, and that's always tough when you're behind the sticks like that. Good pass, though, to the sideline. Boy, put some zip on that ball and just 1 yard short of the first down as he fires a shot that's caught down at the Waxahachie 33-yard line. Number 5 making that grab, Michael Hamilton.
You know, Ken, you look at the stats for Clayton. He's completed 69% of his passes on the year coming into tonight's action. It's the matter of sustaining the drive.
Sets up a 3rd down and 1 for the Skeeters. Clayton's going to dial his number again, and he'll turn it upfield for the first down. Gets to the 30-yard line. Skeeters on the move against Waxahachie with 6:37 to go in this second quarter, and the Indians leading by 28-0 score, but boy, they got that 2nd and 15 and come up with a big pass play. And then Clayton dialing his number once again to get the first down.
Reed Mace and Matthew Grant making an appearance, and also Jali Gee again going in defensively.
1st and 10, Clayton. They'll run the jet sweep. Indians are all over it. Cade Tollison. And no getting by number 20 whenever he spots you. Actually, that looked like that may have been 28 making that stop for the Indians, Adrian Cooper Jr. Boy, did he make a nice open field tackle at loss of 4 yards. 2nd and 14.
Well, he called the 2 linebackers, number 28 and also number 23, Anthony Newton Jr., both in place of Demarion Cooper and Tollison.
Samuel Jones also a cornerback on this right side on the 2nd down and 14 play. And play action. Clayton throws, had a man open but left it short. That's a shame. Had him on the post route and he was open at the 18-yard line, but left it short. If he connects on that, that's a race to the end zone. Instead, it's 3rd and 14.
And that's a race that you don't want to be following the receiver.
Babineau had gotten the inside position and had a couple of steps. So here comes the 11th play of this drive. 3rd down and 14 for the Skeeters. From the Waxahachie 34, Clayton rolls right, immediately under pressure. Throws up for grabs and caught, touchdown! Indian defender jumped a little too soon and it fell right in Jerome Broadus' hands, and the Skeeters will not be shut out tonight. They score to make it 28-6 Waxahachie.
I'll tell you what, Clayton is a competitor. He has had heat chasing him all night. That time, as you said, got rid of it just in time and threw it up. And you said the Indian defensive back maybe jumped a little quick, but it's a 6-pointer for this Skeeter team.
Extra point attempt on the way. There's a penalty marker down. Hold on. It's good if it's against the Indians. Waxahachie was offside. So they'll decline that penalty. It'll be 28-7 Waxahachie with 5:11 to play in this first half. More Indian football after this. Skeeters put together a nice drive, 11 plays, 70 yards, 432 before the 33-yard touchdown pass Clayton to Broadus. That scoring summary brought to you by the Mower Depot in Waxahachie, Dean Settlemeyer and his crew. 28-7 Indians. And the Skeeters ready to kick it off. De Vicente has the ball fall off the tee, so they'll have to reset it. Try it again. Well, listen, there's something positive. At least you're not going to get shut out tonight. Indians had 2 district opponents that couldn't say that. Back-to-back shutouts for Waxahachie at one point in the district season. High end-over-end kick. Indians will get a chance to return this from about the 1-yard line. And trying to get outside, Davis gets caught at the 20. Braylon's drugged down at the 21-yard line, and that's where the Indians will start with their worst starting field position of the night.
Skeeters doing a good job of keeping their lanes and getting down on the kickoff coverage. And as you said, Indians with the worst field position starting a drive tonight. Probably going to see a few different faces in on the offensive side of the ball as the Indians showed a few defensive different group mixes in the last defensive series.
5:04.
Does your stomach feel like it's about to touch your feet?
This team doing a much better job of getting points just before the half, so let's see if they can do it once again. J3 clapping his hands and telling his teammates, let's go. We've had the ball offensively 4 times and we've scored 4 times. Let's make it 5 for 5. from their own 21-yard line. J3 rolling right, wants to throw on first down. To the sideline, catch Jordan Thompson-Woods out of bounds at the 32-yard line, has the first down for the Indians.
I'm going to tell you what, that down and out, the timing of that and the ball placement has been really solid all year long from J3 and Woods on the sideline.
11-yard pickup.
Quick down and out.
First and 10, Waxahachie out to the 33. They put the nose of that football. We go under 5 minutes to play, and we're what do we got going on here? I thought they were calling their team to the sideline. That Skeeter was injured, but he got off the sideline and is being tended to. So we will not have to take an injury timeout. First and 10, J3 hands it off, and Strange fights for yardage across the 35 and finally brought down around the 38-yard line. That'll be a nice pickup of 5 yards on first down.
That's what you want to do. You want to keep moving the sticks, stay ahead of the sticks, and keep the chain moving.
Caleb Johnson makes the stop for the Skeeters, but after the 5 yards is picked up by Strange. Second and 5, Waxahachie. Looking to the sideline. The Indians, of course, utilizing those electronic wristbands. It looks like everybody's trying to tell the time on the field whenever they start getting the signal to check out the play on those wristbands. Like a Timex. Keeps on, takes a lick at it, keeps on ticking. Setting up the screenplay, and there's Strange at the 40. 45, 50. Blockers out in front, 40. Cuts back to the 30. Finally brought down at the 25-yard line. So the Indians pick up 36 yards on a nice little screenplay.
I'm going to tell you, I think you and I could have run behind that convoy, partner. What a good group of linemen downfield blocking.
What a great job from J3, just taking his time letting that set up. He held onto that ball for a long time before he finally floated it out to Talon.
Getting all those defensive linemen coming in, chasing him, and as you said, floated it perfectly.
First and 10 from the Skeeter 25-yard line. 3:30 to play in the second quarter. 2 receivers have come to the right side and 1 left. Back to throw, J3. Looking for it all. Jordan Thompson-Woods in the end zone, touchdown. Well, again, Waxahachie refuses to run more than 3 plays in a series before they score. That one's 4, however. The second longest drive of the night. Their first took 5 plays. And the Indian lead is 34-7.
Well, now Jordan Thompson-Woods has snagged the TD pass, his 7th of the year, and the score keeps going up. Number 27 on the year for J3 for tonight.
What a night. Gian back out. Nolan Bernard puts a hold down, and that kick will put the Indians up by a 35-7 score, and more Indian football after this.
I always want to be able to help people. I saw people in the community, and I saw what I felt like was injustice. But I practically come along and get to make sure that justice is served.
That Waxahachie scoring drive is brought to you by Compton's Carpet Cleaning and Restoration. It's not clean until it's Compton's clean. 4 plays, 79 yards, 151 off the clock. J3's 4th touchdown pass of the night. This particular pass going to Jordan Thompson-Woods. 35-7 Indians as Gian. Oh, Lopez is in to kick off. Well, we said Ethan would get a break at some point. Return from the 10 for the Skeeters. Trying to get outside. Good coverage by the Indians downfield, though, and big hit by Evan Jackson to take down Jerome Broadus. And that's where the Skeeters will start, where Jackson put it on him at about the 18-yard line.
Let me throw out a couple of district scores, Ken, as second quarter action is going on across District 11 6A. DeSoto 21, Lancaster 14 in the second quarter. And boy, if Lancaster should upset DeSoto, a lot of things could change in this district. It certainly could.
Would that be amazing?
Well, it certainly would. And the second quarter, Duncanville 15, Cedar Hill 0.
Wow, that changes everything.
It does.
If the Eagles somehow got beat, and it was the Indians head-to-head with the Panthers, and we've got the 1-point win, that changes everything.
It does.
Clayton back to throw, in trouble, running for his life at the 5, at the 4, and going to be sacked. Oh, he throws it away. That's going to be intentional grounding. Not a receiver close, didn't even get near the line of scrimmage. Just didn't want to get sacked, and he was about to be sacked by Julie G once again.
I'm going to tell you what, there was a receiver close, partner.
I think there was a lineman close.
Yep, but not close enough.
Not a receiver. And so that'll not only be a loss back to the 3-yard line, but that's a loss of down. So it'll be second down, and what's this going to be, about 28 yards,
it's
29 yards for a first. Bad luck for the Skeeters there with 3:04 to go in this second quarter. Now the shadow of their own goalpost. Second 26, they call it.
It's a long way.
It sure is. Clayton will have to take the snap in his end zone. Empty backfield, 5-receiver set. Now he'll bring Collins in.
When you're standing on the D, Indians in the end zone.
Clayton's going to run, and the Indians going to knock him down at the 1-yard line. He just got out of the end zone and then got sandwiched by the Tribe, and will set up a third down, and 27 needed for a first.
I'll tell you. Yes, when you're standing on the letters in the end zone, not a good place if you're an opposing quarterback.
Third and 27, Skeeters. Clayton back to throw. Steps up, throws it deep, has a man wide open, and he misses the ball at the 35-yard line. Holy smokes, he put a fastball out, and it went right through the hands of Montreal Haggerty. That may have been a 99-yard touchdown pass if he hangs on to that pass. He was behind the Indian secondary.
And there was only one defender back, and he had been passed, as you said. That is going all the way unless there is a speed burner for the Indians that can make up 15 to 20 yards.
So De Vicente will be standing right at the back line of the end zone.
Indians have to call a timeout.
And look who's back to return the punt, by the way. One Cade Tollison, who had a touchdown last week on a fake punt. Or is that number 21? I'm sorry. Camuel Jones gets the call. I thought they were going to let Cade return one after he had that big fake punt touchdown last week. But it's Camuel Jones, 21, not number 20. Indians taking the timeout with 2:25 to go in this first half, and a 35-7 Waxahachie lead. And with some of the punts we've seen from De Vicente, this could really be interesting.
Well, it could be.
I think 21 yards is as long as so far.
And you know the Indians are going to be putting big pressure.
You would expect that would be the case.
Well, we'll see how it plays out.
Fourth down and 27, and again, De Vicente's back at he's standing under the goalpost.
Yeah, he's got to get outside of the wide line. He had backed up past it.
Don't want to catch it for a safety. He gets a quick kick off, and Camuel Jones has a chance to return from the 36-30, 25-20. Jones still going and brought down at the 17-yard line already. And the Red Barn Flea Market red zone are the Indians.
You know, you've got to like it when you're Indians trying to set up the wall past the return man, partner. The kick wasn't that far. The Indians set up the wall, but
looked up, he was already past them.
He was already past them.
Just ruined a perfectly good wedge.
I tell you. But still, great field position here at the end of the first half. You've already said it. Coach Tollison talked about it. We've talked about it before, how the Indians have found ways to score right before the end of each half.
They have scored on every possession tonight, which is 5. Here's possession number 6, J3. Quick pass out, Smith with blocking. Smith to the 10, Smith to the 5, knocks a man out of his way as he steps out of bounds, and the Indians will be first and goal. Just gave a forearm shiver to that defensive back over there, LeBaron Walker.
Look who's going in the game, partner. Number 44, Lane Fincher, coming off of the injured list, the senior.
Well, we saw him on the field taking some warm-up snaps from one of his teammates. He was acting like he was holding in that position. Rolling right, J3 looking left for Fincher. He's covered. He's going to turn it upfield and step out of bounds at the 7. He's going to lose some yardage. Thought maybe everybody would not pay any attention to Fincher, and to the credit of that defensive back over on that left side, he was covered tightly there by Jason Timms.
We've talked about from the up back spot that Fincher has played most of his career under Coach Tollison. That pass right up the middle of the field. He is trying to lug one of those in for a TD, but you're right. Good defensive coverage that time, and he was not able to sneak out in the left flat.
Just good to see Lane Fincher out there. We didn't know we would see him again. And made his way back from injury and was the intended receiver on that play. Just didn't quite work like the Indians wanted it. So 2nd and goal from the 8. We got the 2-minute timeout here, and gives us a chance to tell you tonight's game is brought to you in part by H&H Insurance, Ellis County Pest Services, Jimmy's Restaurant in Abilene, Texas, Waxahachie Ford, and Blue Bonnet Barbecue. Ken Roberts, Mike Turner, John Nilsson, and Yo-Yo Dave Van Zant.
Well, I tell you what, how special it is to sit to my partner's left every Indian football game this year, and seeing this Indian team grow.
Certainly has been an amazing season, and again, hard to believe that here we are playing the last game of the regular season.
Indians going unbalanced left on this snap.
J3 hands it off. Taylon Strange up the middle behind his blockers. Plows ahead, gets to the 2, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line for the Tribe.
We've seen that unbalanced formation a couple of times tonight. Indians stacking up the left side, and look at all the receivers going in the bull formation.
And Kate Tollison is coming in with the Indians bringing in their special short yardage package on 3rd and goal from the 2. There comes Nolan Bernard. Runs at quarterback in that bull package. Bernard under center. Hands it off. Straight ahead. Touchdown. Smith. Jordan Smith takes it in for Waxahachie, and the Indians are now 6 for 6 on drives and touchdowns. There's a little extracurricular activity after that touchdown run by Jordan.
Well, going to coaching staff coming out and visiting with a couple of their players, and also the Water Brigade.
41-7 Waxahachie leads.
A Skeeter down on the field, though, too.
We do have an injury timeout as well with all of that going on. So Waxahachie with another short play.
I say it's a Skeeter down on the field.
So many trainers around, I can't tell exactly.
That might be an Indian down, partner.
Who that is. Can't even see the uniform enough to be able to tell who that might be.
Looked like a Skeeter at first.
It is a Skeeter. That's number 90. Dejan Kirkendall, who's being helped to his feet. Meanwhile, the Indians 4 plays, 17 yards, 1 minute on that scoring summary, brought to you by First Financial Bank. They had scoring drives of 5-2, 2-2,
and they're going to have
4 and 4.
They're going to have to run the play again, it looks like, to get the extra point I'm talking about after the touchdown.
Yeah, well,
play.
they haven't had the extra point yet with the injury on the field.
Well, Coach Dollison and staff, you would think going in at halftime, very pleased with the way the Indians have played this first half.
Couldn't ask much more. That's for sure. That extra point kick, and the Indians do lead at 42-7 over the Mesquite Skeeters, with more Indian football after this.
Mark your calendars for April 30th and May 1st for the second annual Patty Cup for a 2-day event benefiting the Patrick Sullivan Memorial Scholarship. Join Waxahachie's biggest fans in giving back to our own.
This is Patty. Love you.
Business loans? Community National Bank and Trust is building business in Waxahachie. Whether you have a one-time expenditure or need long-term financing, we can help. We also offer checking, savings, and personal lending services. Come by today. Business loans?
Well, it's an incredible number. The Indians have run 19 plays in this first half and have scored 6 touchdowns. You can watch a lot of football and never see anything like that happen.
Well, I agree with you. And the 5th ranked 6A football team in the area, the Indians, with a great start tonight.
Lopez with a high short kick, taking it to 14 and up the middle, and room to run. Broadus on the return across the 45 and makes it out to the Skeeter 48-yard line. Found a nice lane to run through on that right side, and 35-yard return of that kick from Lopez, and the Skeeters with 1:04 to go in the second quarter have the ball 52 yards away, trailing the Indians 42-7.
42 points in the first half. Another good start for the Indians. Of course, we talked about it. The Skeeters have been struggling all year. Have not won a game since September the 5th. But
and who was that they beat in that game, Coach? Do you recall?
It was North Mesquite.
North Mesquite, the Stallions. So 1st and 10 for the Skeeters. Clayton and Collins back in the backfield. From their own 48-yard line, want to throw the ball. Clayton drops back, rolls, throws, and it's tipped away. It's a nice play, getting high into the air, making contact with that football for the Indians. Number 13, which I don't have one on my roster, I don't believe.
Nor do I.
They made a nice play.
Maybe one of the call-ups for the Indians.
2nd and 10 for the Skeeters. Hand off Collins, trying to find some open room to run. Spins away from a couple of defenders, but just does get back to the line of scrimmage where the Indians knock him down to set up 3rd down and 10 with 47 seconds and counting to play in this first half. Good job on the outside by the Indians. Julie G leading the way again for the Tribe. Good job also by Indian secondary coming up in support, Anthony Newton Jr. 3rd down and 10. 2 receivers left and right. Empty backfield for Clayton. With the snap, back to throw, immediate pressure, and the Indians have him. They'll take him down right there. Trenton Lowe comes diving in there to make that sack back to the 42. There is a flag down on the far sideline, right in front of the Skeeter sideline. And there's some holding by the Indians. It'll be an automatic first down.
Well, it looks like the Indians are marching backwards. So
that'll put the Skeeters into Waxahachie territory with 7 seconds left in the first half, all the way to the Waxahachie 41.
Well, just a quick update on that DeSoto Lancaster score. DeSoto has widened the gap to 28-14 in the second quarter. Yes.
Now the Skeeters going to take a timeout with 7 seconds to go. The play clock was only at 15 seconds. Maybe they saw something they didn't like.
Well, or have a special play that they thought they would throw out right here.
So they'll take that timeout. We'll wait to get to halftime. Of course, we'll have our scoring summary for you and some first half stats. We'll hear from the Mesquite Skeeter Band and the Spirit of Waxahachie Band at halftime. Get a chance to look at some other scores from around the area for those teams who are playing. A lot of teams it's kind of become the thing to do is to play your final game on a Thursday night and kind of have some time to see how the playoffs shape up.
Well, you just look around and you see how many districts now are doing that.
Yeah, it's a bunch.
It has taken off. You know, we used to talk about districts doing it so they could maybe go scout their opponent that they're playing, that plays on a Friday night, but not the case.
So many do it now.
Get that extra day for preparation.
Right. Barring a penalty, this should be the last play of the first half. 1st and 10 from the Waxahachie 41. Clayton back to throw. Late pressure has him. And he'll try to run away, but he gets sacked back at the 43, and that's the way the first half will end. With the Waxahachie Indians up by a 42-7 score. We'll be back at Stuart Lumpkins Memorial Stadium after these words. Back at Stuart Lumpkins Memorial Stadium, the season finale. Waxahachie up by a 42-7 score, and this is how that happened. Waxahachie, 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns, scoring those 6 touchdowns in 19 plays. It started with a 13-yard touchdown pass. Jerry Meyer III to Cohen Brown, connecting for the first time on the night. 7-0 Waxahachie, 5 plays, 34 yards, and 1:43 off the clock. Indians made it 14-0 on a 3-yard touchdown run by Talon Strange. A -7-yard punt set the Indians up on the short field. 2 plays at 17 yards and 38 seconds. And then Waxahachie got a 31-yard touchdown pass J3 to Jordan Smith. With the extra point, it was 21-0 Indians at the end of the first quarter. Waxahachie made that 28-0 on a 59-yard touchdown pass. Jerry Meyer III to Cohen Brown. 2 plays and 62 yards and 45 seconds. Skeeters finally got on the board. They had a nice drive. 11 plays, 70 yards, 4:32 off the clock. 33-yard touchdown pass Clayton to Broadus. With the extra point, it was a 28-7 Waxahachie lead, but the Indians would tack on 2 more TDs. 25-yard touchdown pass J3 to JTW. 35-7 Indians, and then a 1-yard touchdown run by Jordan Smith out of the bull package. And the Indians are actually a 2-yard run, we should say, out of the bull package for Jordan Smith. And the Indians lead 42-7 at the half. repeat that again. 19 plays, 6 touchdowns.
Yes.
That's just amazing.
Well, it certainly is, Ken. And I tell you what, the Indians showing a lot of sharpness because a lot of the pass plays and a lot of the running plays, outstanding blocking. And when you talk about Coach Tollison wanting to get a fast start, I don't think that he really thought in 19 plays they would put up 42 points. But that is the way the Indians have started tonight, building that momentum toward the playoff next week.
Just so impressive to see. And Waxahachie, of course, looking to get that win and at the very least have a co-district title. We're kind of keeping an interested eye on that DeSoto-Lancaster game. Tigers were within a touchdown. DeSoto's now made that a 2-touchdown lead, but we'll certainly keep an eye on that. But just the same, Waxahachie looking for that momentum Coach Tollison talked about going into the postseason.
Well, certainly, and when you've already got the, how many times have the Indians played that last game of the season and needing a win to get into the playoffs? A little bit different tonight, but still wanting to go in with a lot of momentum. And how do you play the second half if you're now Coach Tollison? You want to continue the momentum? Do you stop it and allow that first half to be the momentum that you have picked up to go in, or how do you play?
Well, you certainly want to give everybody plenty of playing time, especially those seniors who aren't necessarily starters for the Tribe. You want to stay healthy. You mentioned that on our pregame show and your keys to victory. So all of that comes into play.
Yes, it does. And, this second group of Indians, we have seen a lot of improvement on all positions for this Indian squad. Got to give a lot of credit. Those young men that have backup roles work out and play just as hard every day as do the starters. But it'll be a special night, especially, as you said, on senior night for a lot of these senior Indians.
Well, let's enjoy the performance from the Mesquite Skeeter Band playing here at Lumpkin Stadium tonight.
Rookie of the week is Jeremiah Lozano. Section of the week is the percussion. And now, the MMB will perform for you the 1972 super hit by the great English singer Gary Glitter, The Hay Song. Dear fans, it is time. Get on your feet while the MMB plays your fight song, Texas Fight. Mondragon, Janaya Mayo, and Robert Valerio. This production has been brought to you by the letter F and the number 72. Let's hear it one more time for the Mighty Maroon Band, the ultimate sound machine.
Well, we're getting ready for the performance by the Spirit of Waxahachie Band, and we want to say thank you to some sponsors who always make that happen. Our sponsors who bring you not only the band, but also the drill team too. And got my grandson Max sitting in my. Do you want to talk in the microphone? Huh? Look. Say something. He clammed up on me. All right, he says no. All right, we won't make him do that then. Our band sponsored by Bose Mitchell McKibben Funeral Home of Waxahachie, and our Cherokee Charmer line by Ron Johnson, attorney at law. And those Charmers are going to get to perform with Dad. That's kind of become a tradition here in Waxahachie. So let's enjoy all of that as they get ready to perform before the Senior Night crowd here at Stuart Lumpkins Memorial Stadium.
Waxahachie Independent School District is proud to present the award-winning, traditionally acclaimed 2025-26 Waxahachie High School Cherokee Charmers. Charmers in the field celebrating their 63rd year of excellence and tradition, sponsored by Americase, Love City Soap, Cardinal CG, and Cool Hand Electric. Charmer officers are being led on the field by their All-American Dance Officer, sponsored by Great Myrtle Guy and Home Field On-Site Environmental. Senior Lieutenant Brooke Bailey. Senior Lieutenant Bree Rodriguez. Senior Lieutenant Lindsay Wakefield. Senior First Lieutenant Casey Herrera. And in the center, Senior Captain Jordan Hanson. Each week, the Charmer officers select an outstanding drill team member to be recognized for her dedication, attitude, showmanship, and dance ability. In honor of Senior Night, the 63rd Charmer line selected a Senior Charmer of the Week for her outstanding contributions to the team. Senior Cherokee Charmer of the Week is Senior DTC President Janaya Martinez. This week's Performer of the Week are all of our Charmer Bobs performing with us tonight. DTC Spirit of the Week is freshman Maddie Fields. Legacy Leader of the Week, Senior Lieutenant Brooke Bailey. Janaya has selected Mr. John Horde as her outstanding Waxahachie High School Teacher of the Week. And now, for your halftime entertainment, the Charmers will perform their annual Bob Sue routine to Thriller, along with their Bobs and Sue. They would like to dedicate this performance to all their families for their constant love and support. at those bars. Drivers would like to thank the teachers, counselors, and principals of Waxahachie High School for all their support. We'd also like to show their appreciation to the following for all their support, encouragement, and sponsorship. Niagara Bottling, Soulman, Superior Construction Services, Taco Casa, TNT Fireworks, Walmart, Waxahachie Ford. Cherokee Charmer Director is Erica Pointer Wilcox. Assistant Director is Brittany Claypool Johnson. And now, to conclude your halftime entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Spirit of Waxahachie Indian Band. The Spirit of Waxahachie will be performing their 2025 production Perplex. Drum majors for the band are Donald Breckenridge, Joaquin Molina, Valeria Rocha Medina, and Kendrick Walsh. Waxahachie ISD and Waxahachie High School now proudly present the 2025 Spirit of Waxahachie.
performance by the Spirit of Waxahachie Band here at halftime on senior night. What a wonderful job they have done as always. Again, our Charmers are brought to you by Ron Johnson, attorney at law, and the band members. Their performance by Bose Mitchell McKibben Funeral Home. Now we're going to look at some first half stats, and that's going to be brought to you by our friends at the Waxahachie Chamber of Commerce. Be sure and tune in for Chamber Chat every Thursday morning at 8:10 on KBEC. Well, we've talked about it. You ought to be able to know, if you've been listening, how many plays the Indians ran in the first half.
How about 19? Partner?
19 of those for 6 touchdowns, 253 yards. Only had 17 yards rushing. 236 passing, however, on 11 of 12. Ooh. They've had 1 incompletion in the first half.
I'm going to tell you what a first half for this receiving corps. And I'm going to tell you what, we've talked about how J3 has gotten stronger, more accurate, and that quick release even before receivers had made their turn and looking back toward him. But an excellent start tonight for J3 and the receiving corps. And you got to give the blockers up front a lot of credit, giving him time. And
6:43 time of possession. That is crazy. So not only did they score those 6 touchdowns in 19 plays, it only took 6:43 to do it. 12 first downs, 11 through the air, 1 by the run. Waxahachie was 4 of 5 on second down conversions. They only had 1 third down conversion attempt the whole first half. 1 for 1 there. Leading rusher for Waxahachie's Taylor Strange, 5 carries for 18 yards and a touchdown. Leading receiver, well, we've got several that had 3 catches. Of course, Cohen Brown's 3 catches went for 81 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Jordan Smith had 3 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown. And Jordan Thompson-Woods, 3 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. The other reception, and it was a big one, Taylor Strange coming out of the backfield had a catch on that screen pass for 37 yards. And the very first catch of the night was to Matthew Scott for 11 yards. And as we said, J3, 11 of 12 passing, 236 yards, 4 touchdowns. Very impressive.
Ooh, I tell you.
Meanwhile, the Skeeters ran 35 plays in the first half for 52 yards of offense. They are 23 carries for minus 23 yards. So they've lost a yard on average on every carry. 5 of 12 passing, 75 yards and a touchdown. They had the ball 17 minutes and 17 seconds of the first half. They had 7 first downs, 2 through the air, 3 on the ground, and 2 by penalty. They were 1 of 11 on second down conversions, 4 of 10 on third down. Their leading rusher is Collins with 4 carries for 3 yards. They have kept a close watch on their quarterback, who is their leading rusher, Clayton. He had 16 carries, minus 24. Now, some of those are sacks, of course, and they go down as a carry for the quarterback. But they have certainly kept their eye on number 15 tonight. Leading receiver, of course, that's going to be Babineau. 3 catches for 60 yards and 2 for 15 yards for Damon. Those 2 for 15 for Damon Babineau. And the 3 for 60, of course, was number 7, Jerome Broadus, because he had that one 33-yard touchdown reception. That was a great catch, by the way, that he made in the end zone. And as far as passing is concerned, as we said, Clayton 5 of 12 for 75 yards and a touchdown. All Indians in the first half, 42-7. As we get ready to start the second half, you got some scores to pass along for us, Coach?
Well, I'm trying to pull those up right now, Ken. One of the things that I was going to say,
someone had asked us about if we could find out how Midway's doing in their game.
Well, I'll look real quick.
Well, they're winning, but only by a touchdown. 21-14 at the half over Copperas Cove, so Copperas Cove making that interesting.
Well, that could have a lot of change also for the Indians. John, do you have that DeSoto Lancaster update on yours? Okay. Come on.
What's been interesting about Copperas Cove, they've been an every other week team, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Win a big game, get destroyed. Win a big game, get destroyed. Now here they are just a touchdown away from Midway in an important game to decide who the Indians will face next week, that's for sure. We're
Temple also having an opportunity.
Well, there's no game between DeSoto and Lancaster because that has turned into a runaway. 43-14 Eagles. Our hopes for a little upset there have gone by the wayside.
Well, Duncanville still leading, and so in all of those, one of the things that we talked about.
By the way, Mesquite Horn beating Dallas Skyline 35-0 in a game that means nothing for either one of those teams. Yo-Yo Dave wants us to know the Burleson Elks aren't losing tonight, but it's because they're not playing. They've got the Everman Bulldogs tomorrow.
Are they preparing? Yes, for tomorrow's action.
They're preparing for basketball season is what they're preparing for.
After the playoff run, is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Indians run back out onto the field, and we'll get ready for the second half kickoff. Waxahachie gets the ball, by the way, to start this third quarter. And our second half kickoff will be brought to you by our good sponsors over at HLHR Metal Recycling. Not just a customer, you're part of the family. HLHR Metal Recycling, making people money and helping the environment every single day. Ken Roberts, Mike Turner, John Nilsson, Yo-Yo, Dave Van Zandt, glad you can be with us. Of course, wherever the Indians may travel on that playoff road, we'll be right there with them. We think it's going to be at Hewitt Midway, but Conference Cove, they have a different say in all of that, too.
Well, if that is the case, I guess we should know by the end of our game, or close to it, how that one is going down south.
Jordan Smith and Braylon Davis are going to drop back deep for the Indians as Ronald Davicente will tee it up for the Skeeters, and Waxahachie will go left to right in this third quarter.
I'm going to tell you what, Jordan Smith has had 4 returns. He has averaged 52 yards almost on his 4 returns, Ken.
Let's hope they kick it to number 1.
He's taken it all the way, 82 yards one time this year.
We've seen Braylon Davis with a couple of special team returns as well.
Zayden Smith has had a big kickoff return for a touchdown.
Kicks that right at Camuel Jones, who picks it up, and on the return, going to the 35. Camuel trying to get outside to the 40, does to the 45, and out of bounds near midfield. Nice return by Camuel Jones on a ball that was a line drive right at him.
Had a good visit with some of the Skeeters on the sideline over there. Yeah, he was pushed deep through the Skeeter team and onto the track.
So the Waxahachie Indians will bring their offense out. They'll officially mark him out of bounds at the 48 of Waxahachie.
We'll see what team appears to start.
It looks like it'll be the backups. Nolan Bernard.
Nolan Bernard is 10 of 13 passing this year, Ken, for 112 yards, completing almost 77% of his passes. The senior.
Jermaine Davis Jr. in the backfield gets the handoff coming right, and Jermaine will fight across midfield, keeps those legs moving, and gets to the Skeeter 48-yard line. Picks up 4 yards and sets up a second down and 6. Stop made by Mesquite's Damian Picasso. An artistic name.
I knew you were going to like to say that name.
I was hoping I'd get to before the night was over.
Whether he was on the tackle or not, he was going to be called tonight. My partner likes that name.
Here's a little pitch forward. The Indians get a little seam into the 40-yard line. Then Scott to the 30-yard line, and the sophomore is out of bounds with an Indian first down at the Skeeter 27.
Matthew Scott, 5'9", 155-pound sophomore. Plenty of speed and quickness on that play.
Emerging in his sophomore year as a third option in the receiving corps. Had the first catch of the night for the Indians. Has a nice run after that little pitch forward. Here's 1st and 10, Waxahachie. The Skeeter 27. Nolan Bernard to the sideline. 2 receivers left and 1 right with the snap, and looking for a slant route. Catch made at the 15. At the 10-yard line, it'll be 1st and goal Indians. They head into the Red Barn Flea Market red zone. Nice grab by Xavion Piper, the senior wide receiver. He got the reach up and haul that in, but never missed a step.
Well, he did not, and it was a shoestring tackle, an ankle tackle that took him to the turf.
First and goal from the 9-yard line, Waxahachie trying to make it 7 of 7 possessions and touchdowns. Good pass by Bernard. Nothing up there where his tall receiver could haul it in. Nolan on the keeper. Coming outside, tried to turn the corner to the 5. Nolan's to the 2, and he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. 9-yard touchdown run from Nolan Bernard will put the Indians up by a 48-7 score.
Nolan Bernard, the 5th touchdown rushing. Normally it's through the bull package, but tonight taking it out around the right side and getting good blocking on the right side. And as you said, the last part just powering his way across the end line.
Cherokee Charmers setting off the confetti down on the track after that touchdown. Here's extra point attempt for the Indians. And Guillen boots it through, and it is 49-7. Waxahachie with 9:09 to go in the third quarter. More Indian football coming up after this.
My bad. I was trying to like not get close to the mic at all. Kind of need someone to take care of me. I gotta go to the restroom. Shut it.
Matthew Lopez to kick it off for the Indians. The left footer kicks it high and short. Skeeters will take it at the 18-yard line. Babineau trying to get outside. He's in trouble. Now comes back to the right. Now has a little lane, but grabbed around the ankles and dropped right around the 29-yard line. That Indian scoring drive is brought to you by Mower Depot of Waxahachie. 4 plays, 52 yards, 251. So they still haven't had a drive over 5 plays in this game. And 7 for 7 on possessions and touchdowns.
You know, I've never seen a return on a kickoff where the receiver danced around between the 25 and the 30-yard line so much. Left, right, left, right. Got an update on one of the scores. Ken, want to throw it out? Duncanville 15, Cedar Hill 0.
Wow.
Pretty close one
Longhorn
there.
defense playing well. Clayton the quarterback, Collins the tailback. First down and play action. Clayton trying to get his receiver to head on downfield. Now he's just going to run with it. And he turns across the 30 and makes it out to about the 34-yard line for a pickup of 5 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Skeeters.
Well, the senior Clayton doing all he can to advance the football tonight, both through his passing and also his running.
2nd and 5. Twin receivers to the right side for the Skeeters on 2nd and 5 play. Clayton with that quick pass out, catch made. Indians will make the stop about a yard, maybe 2 short of the first down. 3rd down and short coming up for the Skeeters. It's been a good play on the outside and a tackle led by Reed Mace.
Mace has been in on a couple of stops tonight. We'll see if the Indians can get a big stop here and get the offense back on the field.
3rd down and 2. Skeeters, Clayton's going to try to get outside. Indians are there to hit him, though, and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a half yard, but 4th down and a long one coming up for Mesquite.
You go for it. You got to right here, Ken, if you're a Skeeter.
Evan Jackson leading the defensive charge that time for the Indians. 4th down and 1 from their own 38-yard line. See if Clayton takes it again. He's called his own number on several of these short yardage runs. 4th down and 1. And he is going to turn it upfield. The Indians hit him, and his lean is going to have him really close. I think he's got the first down. That strong lean will move the chains for the quarterback of the Skeeters.
Had linesmen on that side, motioning to the chain gang. You know, our chain gang has been here on time every game.
Ready for the call.
On the road, not so much have we seen chain game.
Well,
ready.
None as tardy as the Cedar Hill bunch.
Well, you know, the
we had to hold up the game for a while.
Lancaster gang was tardy by.
Well, they just fell asleep during that senior introduction. It's their problem.
Yeah, but
Clayton drops the snap, picks it up, falls down back at the 26-yard line. Couldn't get his footing, and right there to make sure he didn't do is Waxahachie's Daniel Jimenez.
Well, I think that's the 3rd time that the snap has been a little missing the QB.
2nd down and 21 coming up for the Skeeters after that miscue. With 5:34 and counting to play in the 3rd quarter and a 49-7 Waxahachie lead. Clayton in a 3-receiver formation. Back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Running, throwing, and just has it fall well incomplete. Camuel Jones had great coverage on the intended receiver, Michael Hamilton. But it wasn't nowhere close to either one of them, and it'll be 3rd down and 21.
Well, it was Anthony Newton Jr., the right linebacker, that was in there in a hurry, putting pressure on Clayton, and maybe made him throw it just a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
So 3rd and 21 Skeeters. We go under 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. They're at their own 28-yard line. What you don't want to do is, in desperation, let the Indians get this ball deep in your own territory. Back to throw, Clayton. Pressure up the middle, flips it out, has a screen set up. Indians try to get in there and blow it up. They are able to finally collar Collins. He doesn't make it back to the original line of scrimmage, so he goes down around the 35-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 13.
Yeah, too many yards to pick up. The punt team coming out, and Clayton had it going for a moment, but that snap that he was not able to catch cleanly.
Drive killer for sure. 4th and 12 is where they mark this at the 37-yard line. And once again, the punt is Ronald De Vicente. He drops the snap, and now he's in trouble, and he kicks it up in the air out of bounds. And that doesn't make it to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be his 2nd punt for negative yards tonight.
Well, it got to lane number 6 on the track, partner. That was toward the home stands.
-2 punt for De Vicente will set the Indians up 1st and 10 at the Skeeter 29-yard line.
I'm going to tell you, have a -7 punt in the first half, a -2 in the second half. You've got a couple of punts at -8.
Oh, sorry. I underestimated that. Well, that's right. The line of scrimmage was the 37, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right. Holy smokes. So he bettered his -7 in the first half.
Well, he sure did. -15 on 2 punts.
Bernard in the Indian offense from the Skeeter 29-yard line. Nolan sends a man in motion at Scott. He'll pitch it forward to him. Trying to get outside, turns the corner. And that actually is going to be not Scott, but Camden Singleton, number 18. And they'll be able to pick up about 7 yards on that play. 2nd and 3 coming up for the Indians.
Singleton, 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, and trying to wiggle his way through, and he does for, as you said, the 7-yard pickup.
2nd down and 3. The Indians at the Skeeter 22-yard line. Bernard and Jermaine Davis Jr. in the backfield. Handoff. Jermaine Davis will pick up the first down, get into the Red Barn Flea Market red zone. He fights his way down to the 16-yard line.
Got a lot of help from the big lineman. Got behind him, pushing him his way down.
Jermaine Davis on the field.
Also had an Indian lineman who lost his lid on that one. And Jacoby Mason will have to come out for a play. And it looked like for a second that Carson Mansfield thought he was supposed to come out, put on the brakes, and ran back in. First and 10 Indians at the Skeeter 16.
Indian staff getting a lot of new faces into the lineup on this drive.
Here's the pitch forward by Bernard, and that'll get the Indians down to the 10-yard line. So he gets that little pitch forward to Braden Qualls, the senior wide receiver. Getting his first catch of the night, picking up 5 yards, 2nd and 5. We'll mark him at the 11.
5'9", 160-pounder. Little one of those water bugs moving around, scooting, and making 2 or 3 quick moves to pick up the yardage.
2nd and 5, Bernard hands it off. And Skeeters are ready this time. Jermaine Davis Jr. Forward progress will get him to the line of scrimmage. He ends up about 5 yards behind that, but it'll be 3rd down and 5. Stop made by the Skeeters and their big lineman, Mafidon Osazi.
I'll tell you, he goes about 285.
The big fella. Checking into the game for the Indians is Amadre Bird on this 3rd down and 5 play. Bernard will send Bird out wide to the left. On 3rd and 5, handoff. Jermaine Davis fighting across the 10. Will make it to the 9-yard line, but it's going to be 4th down and 3 coming up for the Indians.
Well, in a normal setting, you would probably go to the field goal with the Indians leading 49-7. See if they can pick up the first down.
They don't have to run another play this quarter if they don't want to. And it looks like that's going to be the decision. We'll tick down to the 3rd quarter and head into the 4th with Waxahachie up by a 49-7 score and more Indian football after this.
We got 8 seconds till the 3rd quarter.
Coming to the end of the 3rd quarter, we're going to score Waxahachie 49, Mesquite 7. Everybody in the stands, it's a good time to call your home for the ride home.
I don't see anyone.
Call your ride. It's a good time to do it.
We're in the final quarter, I think.
Fourth quarter on senior night. Waxahachie Indians with a 49-7 lead and looking at a 4th down and 3 from the Skeeter 9-yard line. Indians now going right to left. And one silver lining for the Skeeters would be if they keep the Indians from scoring, it would be the first Indian possession tonight that didn't come away with points. So let's see what happens. First play of the 4th quarter. Nolan Bernard, Jermaine Davis Jr. Bernard's going to keep it. He's going to get hit in the backfield, and the Skeeters are going to turn the Indians back. And Waxahachie will turn it over on downs. And it's the first possession of the night that Waxahachie doesn't come away with points.
Again, it was going to be a solid run to the right with everyone blocking that way, but as you called it, one Skeeter broke through and caught Bernard in the backfield.
That was Damaj Jackson who ruin that play, and Skeeters take over at their own 13-yard line. They stop the Indians, finding pay dirt for the first time tonight.
Well, partner, the clock running right now.
Yeah, running clock here in this fourth quarter. Skeeters, after huddling up on the sideline, now out into formation with Clayton and Collins. They've been the two in the backfield all the way tonight for the Skeeters. First down and 10.
Have a new quarterback.
Snap, pass behind the receiver, incomplete.
I believe that's the other senior, Babineau.
He's been running at wide receiver tonight.
At number 11?
26, it looks like to me, Coach.
Wow.
Sincere Adair
okay.
is a freshman.
Well, Babineau on the stat sheet was the second quarterback, but
let's see. That's still Clayton, number 15, taking the snaps.
Well, what happened to his
Or
White?
maybe Caleb Rhodes, number 16. Yeah, that's who it is. We're having a little difficulty tonight with those maroon numbers on those gray jerseys, but I believe that's exactly who it is. Caleb Rhodes is a freshman quarterback, number 16. Clayton's number 15, and now we get a timeout called. That takes care of our running clock for the moment. 10:04 left to go in this game, and a 49-7 Waxahachie lead.
Well, we talked about 24 freshmen being on this Mesquite Skeeter team that came to Lumpkin Stadium tonight. We're seeing one of them that looks like was going to take a snap, but we'll see if that continues.
And he's in the backfield with a freshman running back, Sincere Adair, on 2nd and 10. And Rhodes will hand it off, and jet sweep's going backwards. The Indians are able to make a tackle inside of the 10-yard line. Good job on that pursuit, and finally the takedown by Anthony Newton Jr. Nowhere to run that time for Marquavius Womack, getting his first carry of the night, and it's going to be 3rd down and 15.
I'll tell you what, Anthony, the sophomore linebacker, doing a good job defensively for the Indians. Reading the play quickly.
3rd down and 15, Skeeters back at their own 8-yard line. Rhodes with a 3-receiver set takes the snap, back to throw. Now rolling to his left, looking downfield, now running. 10, 15-yard line, he's going to get caught and driven out of bounds. And once again for Waxahachie, that is Anthony Newton Jr. So it'll be 4th down and 9 coming up for the Skeeters with 9 minutes to play.
He's able to run sideline to sideline.
Turned on the jets. So here comes De Vicente. And back goes Camuel. Nope. Yeah, Camuel Jones going back to return.
JJ.
Number 21.
They're telling you to come
It's
back
been an
up here.
adventure with De Vicente tonight.
Yeah, it sure has. The only thing is he hadn't had one blocked yet.
And he gets that squiggly kick off, and it takes an Indian bounce back across the 20 and rolling to the 16-yard line. What a horrible, horrible night. A 3-yard punt by De Vicente. We have an open audition for a punter before the next season starts.
Well, I tell you, they might have had an audition this last week, but the one they picked has had a tough night, as you've said.
They do have 2 freshman kickers on the roster, but De Vicente is the senior, and it has been a rough night. So the Indian offense ready to go 1st and 10 from the Skeeter 17, already putting them once again into the Red Barn Flea Market red zone with 8:18 and counting to play in this football game.
I think that big rush on that first punt attempt is what has made him get rid of it a little quicker.
Little pitch forward for Waxahachie's Madre Bird. He tries to turn the corner, but the Skeeters are waiting on him. They'll only get a yard out of that. 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Indians.
You know, those listening, just a comment, good grief, lopsided game, go home early. You know, that kind of sums it up.
Well, and let's face it, it's just about exactly what we expected would happen. We have another timeout on the field. Is that the Skaters taking that? And
I believe it was.
We've talked about running into some teams that have struggled, in particular the two in this district, Skyline and Mesquite. We talk about dedication of kids who will come out and still play hard when you know you've got a squad that is struggling to be competitive. And you hope that Coach Raphael Thomas, bringing all these freshmen up, get a chance to see what the varsity level looks like, and maybe he can start building a program. Came over from Lufkin to take this job, and it's been a rough first year for him.
Yeah. As you heard in the pregame, Coach Dollison really likes Coach Thomas, and
he called him Ralph.
Yes.
Said that he actually had a chance to play some minor league baseball. He's a great athlete, Raphael Thomas.
Ralphie, maybe is what he called him.
Snap back, Bernard on the draw play. Samuel Jones is going to get wrapped up, though, and lose a yard back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and 10. The Skeeters get a stop that time by Sebastian Zavala. So 3rd down and 10 for the Indians from the Skeeter 17-yard line. So we tick down to the 7-minute mark in this game.
Indians looking to pick up the 10 yards and keep the chains moving, or put 6 points on the board, taking a long look, as you said. Play clock running down.
Bernard with 3 seconds, 2 seconds, gets the snap just in time. Rolls to his left, throws into the flat, and it's too high. Tried to dump that off at the 10-yard line to Braden Qualls, but just a little bit too tall for Braden. And it's 4th and 10 for the Indians.
You know, I think I've only asked you once this year what play you got called, partner. Is it going to be your favorite play?
I'm not going with the rabbit in the bush this close. I think at this point you don't want to do anything to insult this team.
No, and you don't want to give away any play that you might use later on in the playoff run.
New players coming into the game, including Caden Starr. Oh, maybe they're going to let Lope. Are they going to let Lope? Are they? Nope, they're sending Guillen out there to try a field goal. And now we're going to get a timeout.
What you want? Bad. Come here.
5:58 to play, and Indians had a little confusion in getting everybody out there to line up, but we saw Guillen trot onto the field, so we know field goal is what they have in mind, and try to get into that 50-point margin against the Skeeters.
Well,
the Indians once again who'll go out.
The Indians, the last 2 possessions, have had it deep in the territory, but just the Skeeter defense coming up to meet the moment and keep the Indians from advancing.
Be a 34-yard effort from Ethan.
Getting a little late game work in that might come into play down the line.
Out of the hold of Nolan Bernard, 34-yard effort from the senior All-State kicker. And the Waxahachie Indians will take a 52-7 lead over the Mesquite Skeeters with 5:52 to play. More Indian football after this. 3 plays, no yards, 2:29 off the clock before Ethan Guillen boots a 34-yard field goal to put the Indians up 52-7. That scoring summary brought to you by Compton's Carpet Cleaning and Restoration. Remember, it's not clean until it's Compton's clean. Lopez on to kick it away for the Indians.
The left footer getting it all down on the left hash mark.
These kicks have been high and a bit short. This one is going to be his best of the night. Take it at the 7-yard line. And on the return, the Skeeters get to the 20 before the coverage team able to make the tackle. One of the Indians loses a helmet on the kickoff return, and it's the man who made the tackle, Nolan Stevens. Number 26, the senior linebacker. First to 10 Skeeters with 5:27 and counting to play in this game.
You know, we were talking about as the Indians were at midfield along with the Skeeters getting the coin toss and all the Indian seniors lined up. Oh, what a good-looking group. And you just think, that's the group that's been with Coach Tollison all this way.
Yeah, from the get-go, and have played their way through with Coach Tolley. And I understand that Coach Sarkeesian was here tonight to see Cohen Brown in action for a little while. There's a handoff. The Skeeters running out to the 25, 26-yard line on the first tote of the night for Sincere Adair, the freshman running back. Be a nice gain of 5 yards.
The Longhorns are off this weekend, so plenty of time for the head man to travel and move around. But they've got a big one when they come back.
Boy, I know, and notice they scheduled that for Saturday night. That's going to be the primetime game when they travel to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. So good luck to the Horns in that. That's a 6-yard pickup, by the way, 2nd and 4 for the Skeeters. And Adair flip out to the flat and some running room to the 35-40. Catch and run that time by Michael Hamilton. Picks up the first down and more for the Skeeters. Getting the ball out to about the 38-yard line before he was pushed out of bounds.
It is that the second first down of this half for the Skeeters?
Caleb Rhodes hands it off to Adair once again. Adair coming outside, and he turns the corner at the 40. Gets knocked forward by the Indians to the 44-yard line.
I was fixing what's it called?
And that's actually 29. That's Jordan Jenkins, another freshman running back. As Coach told you, there's about 24 of those freshmen on the roster tonight. Now he leaves the game, and Zarek Ransom, yet another freshman running back on the field with Rhodes.
Well, Trenton Lowe, 6'2", 195-pound defensive end in on that last stop.
2nd down and 4 for the Skeeters with 3 minutes to play in this game. Rhodes waits for the shotgun snap. He's actually in the pistol, then hands the ball off. Nope, play action. Had a man open and overthrew it. Running the post route to the middle of the field, way beyond the reach of Montrell Haggerty, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. A couple of open receivers and 2 pass attempts, and missed on, I think, 3 attempts and missed on all 3 of them so far. Freshman quarterback Rhodes, and they'll keep Ransom in the backfield with him on this 3rd down and 4 play. Man goes in motion. And they'll hand it off on the jet sweep, runs into his own man, and then the Indians swarm him at the 40. Montrell Haggerty ran right into the back of his tight end, and by the time he bounced off him, he got bounced around by several other Indians, and it'll be 4th down and 8 with 2 minutes to play in the game. And there's your 2-minute timeout here at Lumpkin Stadium. The Indians on their way to a 1-loss regular season. I'm going to say this early, just so we get it in before his bedtime. You can go ahead and fly that W. Lance Wallace at Gateway Mortgage, 903-571-9869. Always proud to celebrate a Waxahachie win. But the truth is, this has been in the bag since the first quarter.
Yes, it has. And the Indians doing what they wanted to do to start with, a quick start, hitting on all cylinders, building momentum, and looks like, at least to this point, no major injury.
No.
They'll go in as healthy as they started this ball game tonight.
By the way, proud to say that Hewitt Midway has opened the lead on Copperas Cove 42-20. So it's just a matter of when, because we know the who and the where.
Yes.
Second year in a row, Waxahachie will square off in Midway. Oh, that looks funny. What in the world's going on this play? And it's just going to get thrown out of bounds. The center snapped the ball, but none of his offensive linemen moved.
Well,
and the Indians were in right away. Is there not a flag down?
Well, there does not appear to be any hanky on the field. I think the Mesquite coach is visiting with the head linesman on that side saying, hey, but it was the center.
Well, listen, the offensive linemen are under no obligation to move if the center snaps the ball, and not a one of them did. And Rhodes thought, what the heck? Indians all around him. He just throws it out of bounds. The Indians will take over on downs with the clock moving at 1:14 and counting to play.
Now, the sad part about that was fourth down.
It was. So the Indians will let this clock run. In fact, play clock hasn't even started yet, so they might have to take one knee here. Unless they don't start the play clock. 55 seconds and counting to play in the game.
No, partner, I believe they're going to let this one
Run
stop
on
right
out.
here. I think so. Well, I don't know. Mesquite's going on the field, but
yeah, but the play clock's not moving. Now the Indian offense is coming out onto the field. So they'll get victory formation, I'm sure. I won't even bother to start the play clock. 29 seconds, 28 seconds. 27, Bernard takes the snap. Well, they are going to run a play. They'll pitch forward to the 40 to the 45-yard line goes Xavion Piper, and that should do it. Waxahachie 52, Mesquite 7. Post-game shows coming up next on KBEC. Stay with us.